Hello again, slaves! It's time for a session of Ask the Bitch Anything. First one we've done in a long time. I think it's been like 2 months. Fuck. Alright, let's get this underway. Question number 1. Do you have any siblings? If so, how many? And what are their names? For the longest time, I thought I was an only child. Recently I found out, apparently, I have a little sister I didn't know about. Apparently my mom tried to abort her and she survived the abortion and she grew up. And she found me. I didn't find her, she found me. And she's identifying herself as Psycho Girl. I don't know if she thought of that name after she saw my tag of Bad Girl, but we haven't really gotten to hang out yet, but she's out there somewhere, so yes, I have one little sister who survived abortion. Question number 2. What is your definition on manliness? That's kind of a hard question to answer because manliness to me means something totally different from what, manliness is traditionally identified to be. Because, usually manliness is like, freaking big muscles and hairy chest and I'm gonna beat anybody up who dares even look at or say hello to my woman. No, that doesn't do it for me. I think manliness comes down to having a sense of humor, being open-minded, and having a little kid mode, where you can look at it like a shiny new video game or a movie that's coming out, and you just like instantly go, oh my god, that is so awesome, I want, like a little kid looking at a new toy. I think little kid mode is one of the sexiest and manliest things that a woman can see. So, yeah, I don't care what anybody says, bronies are fucking manly. If you are man enough to admit that you watch a show for little girls, and you make fan art and fan flash, and you paint the ponies, I think that is manly as fuck. Bronies are the manliest men that I know about. Anybody that disagrees with that, fuck you. Question number 3. Should I grow my bangs out? Yes, long bangs are sexy. Question number 4. Would you ever like a co-star? Funny you should ask that, because I've been talking to this little sexy man, goes by Mr. Diva, and me and him have been discussing about teaming up for my bitch blog one week, and if all goes well, we'll be teaming up next week, so don't miss that. Hopefully it happens. Okay, question number 5. Am I out of my mind for actually going through with making a cosplay page, Lightning Tiger Cosplay? Because to be honest, I'm kind of scared of what's going to happen putting myself out there in this open like this. I mean, I made the step, I'm going to commit to it, but I'm just nervous as fuck, Was that a question or a fucking book? Anyways, to answer your ridiculously long question, yes. I think you should make a cosplay page. I think cosplay pages are very interesting. I think it's neat when someone has, like a standard page on Facebook, and then they make kind of like a celebrity page, so to speak, and, a fan page. And, I do that. I have a standard Facebook, believe it or not. I don't just have the fan page, but you have to know me personally in order to get into the standard Facebook. Sorry, this is how it works. But, yeah, I definitely wouldn't be nervous about putting yourself out there, because it's like, if you got the talent, show it off. And yeah, there's haters out there that are gonna try to drag you down, but fuck them, Just fuck the haters. Nobody gives a shit what their opinions are. Just, take the feedback that's either, good or constructive, and just work on that. And if you get any negative, haters, then just block them and delete their comments and move on. Just brush them off like the nothing that they are. It's that simple. Shouldn't be nervous, honey. You should go for it. Question number 6. What do you think of the new fairy type for Pokemon? I welcome it with open arms. I think it is awesome. I think it was time for another type of Pokemon. Because, we've had 17 types since the year 2000, so 13 years we haven't gotten any new types, so I think it was time for one. A lot of people don't like the fact that fairy types are super effective against dragon types, but I like that idea too. I mean, first of all, if you think about it, it makes sense. Fairy probably comes from fairy tales, and in traditional fairy tales, the hero slays the dragon. Oh, you get it? Yeah. So, I also look at it this way. Like for generations 1, 2, and 3, there were a few dragon types, but like they didn't really go crazy with it. But then Gen 4, everything changed because there was so many fucking dragons in Gen 4, and Gen 5 just made it even worse. There are a shitload of dragon type Pokemon now, and the only way to counteract them is with either another dragon type or an ice type. Your starter elements of fire, water, and grass are all not very effective. Even electric is not very effective. So it's like the most common used types are not very effective against dragons. And because there's so many dragon types now, they've kind of become a little unstoppable. And everybody uses them, and there's really not a whole lot of great ways to counteract them. But now, with the fairy types, Pokemon that were seldom used for years and years, like, Jigglypuff, Wigglytuff, Grandivore, and all them, they're usable now. And they can probably kick some ass now. So I think it will give the fairy type will bring some much deserved love to previously neglected Pokemon, and it'll hopefully make the dragons lose some of their power to where they're not so invincible, and not everybody will want to use fucking dragons. Question number 7. Do you smoke weed? No. No, I do not smoke weed. Nor do I plan to. However, I do not prosecute anyone that does. I have friends that do smoke weed. They smoke it around me, and I don't give a shit. It's all cool. And, the way I see it, weed is like alcohol. A little bit is harmless. It'll actually help you relax. Abuse the substance and use too much, it can seriously fuck you up. It's their own business. It's their own choice. Whatever. Just keep it under control. Question number 8. Now that it's premiered, what do you think of Tom 5? Okay, before I answer this, let me show a clip of Tom 5, taken from the first time he was introduced back, I think, at the end of April. So I'm going to go ahead and show this clip for people that haven't been following Toonami and aren't familiar with the new look of Tom.
Sarah, how you been?
Hello, Tom. It's good to see you again.
No doubt. Been too long.
Are you ready to begin?
Oh, yeah. I just gotta figure out how to run this new baby.
When I first saw that clip, I was thrilled that Sarah was back, because we haven't seen her since, like what, 2007? So, having Sarah back is awesome. As for Tom 5, they didn't take it in the direction that I had hoped. They didn't give Tom an entirely new look, because I remember, I think it might have been the last Ask Bitch Anything, somebody asked me what I wanted Tom 5 to look like, and I said like a plasma robot. They didn't go that direction. They kept him looking overall the same. I like his, new black color. I'm not too crazy about his scrawny arms. I kind of liked his buff arms better from Tom 3.5, but overall it's growing on me. I think Tom 5 is going to be around a while, and now that I think about it, probably keeping the overall same design was the best way to go. because, you know, Tom 1, 2, and 3 were all kind of a space, like a astronaut spaceman kind of design. And then Tom 4, they took it an entirely new direction and more like a AI robot. I personally liked Tom 4, but I know a lot of the Toonami fanbase hated Tom 4. They hated him with a passion, and they lost respect for Toonami because of Tom 4. So that's probably what Toonami was thinking of when they designed Tom 5, just make him distinguishable from the previous Toms, but keep the same generalized look because that's what the fans like. Question number 9. You said you street perform now. Where do you perform and what do you do? I street perform in the French Quarter in New Orleans, usually on Royal Street. I have like this one spot on Royal Street that's kind of behind Diagonal, the church. I forget the name of the church, but I should know the name of the church because I live in New Orleans, but I don't. I fail. But yeah, I perform on Royal Street, and I have this one spot, and every time I've gone there, nobody else has been using that spot, so it's kind of become my spot. And I think if I ever go there, somebody's in my spot, I'll kick their ass. I pretty much do exactly what I do on this blog for the music videos. I take a lot of the songs I performed to previously. I also take some new songs that I've never performed to on the blog. And me, Christina, I dance in the street. And, you know, some of the songs I lip sync and dance. Some I do more dancing than lip sync, some I do more lip syncing than dancing. And I just kind of play around and see what works. You know, not everything will sell well. I found out the hard way that the Harlem Shake does not sell well in public. People don't get it. I do the pelvic thrust and then I break down for the bass drop and they're like, what the fuck are you doing? So, I thought the Harlem Shake was general knowledge. I thought everybody knew about it, but I guess not. They don't understand the fad that's going around YouTube, so I cut the Harlem Shake out because it just wasn't selling. What is selling is Born This Way, Gentleman, Walk the Dinosaur, surprisingly, and probably the biggest seller is Gangnam Style. Everybody crowds around me when I do my Gangnam Style routine. Only downside to that is Gangnam Style is one of the dances that takes the most out of me, so, but I get the most donations out of doing Gangnam Style, so I do it as much as I can or as much as I can stand it. So if you're ever in the French Quarter, walk down Royal Street and you just might see me. Maybe. And finally, question number 10. Why is your black chair smiling like it wants to murder someone? I know, it is. That's one of the first things I noticed when I got it. It's seriously. It's like that creepy ass, like, old man smile. Seriously. I know, it's creepy as fuck. I don't use that chair very often because it smiles so awkwardly.
Why, hello, children. I'm Mr. Smiley Chair. Why don't you come on down and sit down on me so I can molest you from behind? You bet, kinky. Come on, kid. What you waiting for? I say get over here and sit on me, motherfucker!
This has been Ask the Bitch Anything. Salute.
Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad